Yo, somebody get the door. Yo, somebody go get the door.
Listen, Rome wasn't built in a day, but it was built. In other words, stay patient. I know it seems like everybody else around you is doing a thing, but your time is coming. Just know everybody gets a turn. Life isn't unfair. You just have to be patient. And so what if nobody's around you right now? Because they're going to be with you at the finish line. Don't take it personal. Always remember these two principles. Stay positive and love one another. You hear me?
Netease, if you're listening to this, please fix your game. Netease, fix your game. What did you do in that season 6.5 update that literally lobotomized my PC? I'm not exaggerating. What did you do in that season 6.5 update? What did you do? As I'm like ranting, right, I'm gonna play side-by-side footage. One is like my FPS from last season, and the other is my FPS in this season. I'm gonna place an FPS cam, and you're gonna look at side-by-side comparison. One is prior to like season 6, the other is after season 6, right? Now, to me, I'm gonna be real with you, fam. Like, okay, listen, the problem is not that it's like low FPS, right? My first gaming experience was literally playing Genshin Impact on 8 FPS. Like, I'm used to low FPS. No. The thing that kills me is the fact that it dropped to 10 FPS every time I move my screen a little too fast. Or even if I get CC'd or if I get focus fire. The FPS drop is literally so consistent. Every game is just FPS drop after FPS drop after FPS drop. Like, hold on, fam. Let me look at my career, bro. Look at my career. For reference, I'm Celestial on my main, right? I'm Celestial on my main. I got to like Celestial, thankfully, early season 6 before like they added this Bumbuck Glass 6.5 update that lobotomized my PC, right? Like these games, FPS drop, FPS drop, FPS drop. Once we start to get to this string of games, right, where my frame rate was at a consistent 40-50 frames, guess what happens? The Celestial player is carrying his lobbies. Isn't that shocking? The Celestial player is absolutely destroying Grandmasters. Crazy concept. Even the one I lost, I had an MVP type game. You know what? Next game, right? I didn't have a good game. But here's the thing. I got to Celestial last season on 3 separate accounts. I have strategies to win even when I'm not playing well. And particularly, for me, it's enabling my DPSs on Thor. That's one of the strategies I have. Next game, right? MVP type performance. Next game, MVP performance. I literally have the most kills on the entire team. Right? And then guess what happens, right? Shortly thereafter, right? I start to lose, right? Look at this performance. Absolutely cheeks performance on me, fam. And guess what happens? FPS drop. Same thing here, right? FPS drop. Like, I can't even carry. Thank God I had a good team that could carry me, bro. But here again, right? Shortly after, right? The next day, I start carrying, right? But after this game, the FPS started to drop. And then since this game, the FPS drop is just horrible. Just straight booty. Like, fam, I can't do anything. Bro, what did you do to this update? Okay, wait, fam. And I also need to, like, you need to look at the dates too, Crady. Like, look at the dates. Right here, 7:20 a.m., 7:44 a.m., 8:06 a.m., right? This string was just like in the morning, right? And then later in the afternoon. And I need you to explain to me how within one day, right, within just a few hours, I start to get FPS drop. Explain to me, like right here in this game. Explain to me how I got FPS drop in this game. It's literally been the exact same hours. Now, in case you're wondering about like shit like thermals and all that, fam, let me be real. Let me be for real with you. My thermals are literally 60 degrees to 70 max on my CPU, and my GPU is 70 degrees, 80 degrees max. On a gaming laptop, fam, and this 2020 version, thermal throttling doesn't happen once you're 90 degrees for both CPU and GPU, specifically mid to high 90s. So it's not thermal throttling, right? And the craziest part about this too is that it doesn't matter what my graphics settings are. My frame rate is still in that 40-50 ballpark. Like, it makes no sense. Like, you're gonna see later, like you're gonna see later benchmark test, fam. Like, it makes no sense. How does within the same day I get FPS drop? It makes literally no sense. Like, bro, like, okay, hold up. This game in particular, I don't know how to explain this game, you know? but this game, fam, the FPS was unbearable. Like, you know what's so crazy, fam, is that up until this season, I never had to install any potato mods to like reduce my graphics settings. No, like my graphics settings has always been just on the low end, like in-game settings. I didn't have to install any external mods. Even with the potato mod, my FPS is still the same. How does that make any sense? It literally removes textures and filters. It's supposed to make my FPS better. For some reason, Netease HQ Guang decided to like use some black magic on my PC. It says, alright, you're gonna be capped at 40-50 frames, which is hella annoying, fam, because this entire account is supposed to be like a DPS no more only account, so that I could push for eternity on my main. But I can't even push for eternity because I'm struggling to get the fucking Celestial because of the frame drop. It makes no sense. Like, what did you do to this? What did you do in this update, fam? Like, that's not even the worst part. That's not even the biggest crime about these devs, fam. Like, these devs are just so lobotomized, Curdy. Like, actually the most
remarkable, kind, and insightful individuals. Every day they inspire others to become greater versions of themselves and always listen to the community. They are very respectful towards others, and make sure broken characters like Daredevil and Iron Fist are nerfed according to what the community wants.
Good lord. Okay, so I'm gonna show you a clip of how frame drop literally sabotaged a play that could have led us to a team fight win. Now, I want to reiterate, I haven't experienced frame drop until season 6.5 patch dropped. Before that, my frame rate was still at a steady 70 to 90 frames. So here's the clip. I think you should understand why the frame drop sabotaged me there. But in case you're slow, aka support. Okay, so the Emma Frost has overcommitted here, choking her mag, right? Now, right here, she's gonna exit her diamond form, right? Now, this is a perfect opportunity for me to use my choke. If you can see at the bottom right here, it's not off cooldown. And also, the healers are kind of LOS'd. If I was to choke her, right, and then kick her to my team in our backline, we killed her. However, you're gonna see the frame drop makes it so I can't even aim my choke. I couldn't even, the game was lagging so bad, I couldn't even. So, I mean, the reason I'm like HARDSTUCK GM is literally because of the frame drop. I'm just so upset. Like, I'm not Grandmaster. I'm not. I'm literally better than this. If I wasn't as good as I was, I would have been HARDSTUCK Diamond because the frame drop is really that bad. It's just infuriating. I'm pretty much going to be doing a bunch of like benchmark tests, right? And to just show you like how weird my FPS is being recently, fam. So we're gonna start off here with the worst possible graphic settings that is literally purely used to just optimize my FPS. Now I'm gonna uncap everything here, even though the most important part is uncapped, right? We're gonna put our render scaling all the way to 30, right? Render scaling is off. We go to the settings, fam. Everything is literally about as cheeks as it possibly can be. So like, this is literally the worst graphic settings you can possibly run. We're also on 720p, so we're gonna run the performance test real quick. You can clearly see, fam, like my FPS is like in the 40-50 range. Even though past the team fight it like started to go to like 90 and 100 frames, but fam, that's like the least important part about the entire gameplay, right? I want my frame rate to be at a 70 or at least 80 FPS when I'm actually in the middle of a fight. Now if you like, I'm gonna put like a side-by-side clip. I'm gonna put like a reference clip, fam, of like what it should actually be, like my frame rate before the season 6 update. and it was around 80 to 70 FPS, and if I was lucky it even like peaked to like 90 FPS. But another thing you need to know is that I would not get like, I would barely get any like frame drop still. Like it would always be either a consistent 70-80 FPS. Like it would not deviate like anything below 10 FPS, fam. Like if anything it would increase by like 20 FPS, which is kind of crazy, I lie. But like I don't know what's happening, but until then, like I'm actually gonna like now go to like higher settings. I'm gonna like just for now I'm just gonna increase the resolution, and I'm gonna just move the render scaling up to 100, and I'm also gonna go to Epic TSR. No, what's it Epic? I'm gonna go to Epic FSR, and the simple reason why, fam, is because that's like my system default. Now after my screen has like a short aneurysm, we're gonna run the benchmark test again. Even though I'm running like better graphic settings, my FPS somehow stay the exact same thing, which, you know, makes no sense because like my FPS should be tanking. I know there was like maybe like a slight decrease in like 3 or maybe 4 FPS, but fam, like I shouldn't be getting that, right? You know, like it should be like a big difference because, you know, the graphics I added is like, the graphic changes I added is pretty big, right? Specifically the display resolution, right? Like this is literally a lot better and a lot harder to run when it's on 1080p, but for some reason it still gave me around like the same ballpoint for like FPS, which makes absolutely no sense. Alright, so I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna restore it to the default. So this is what the game deems my settings should be based on my current PC specs, which I'll pretty much list on the list over here. So this is currently the settings I have. Again, these three specific like settings is what like really can kill like FPS. But if I'm not wrong, I'm still gonna get around 50 FPS around that ballpark. So we're gonna be running the performance test right now.
Charge! Fire! Born again!
Okay, so then fam, like there was a little bit more of a noticeable difference, right? The FPS was like about like down to like about 10 compared to the first test I did with like the absolute potato graphics. But like then again, it's like not the biggest difference, a lot. Like it, like compared to then, like the absolute like difference in terms of quality that we compare from like the first test to the last test is practically nothing. Well, to be fair, like 10 FPS like difference is kind of big when you're running on low FPS. So I decided to like absolutely crank my like graphics settings to the absolute lowest, fam. I'm talking 720p, full anti-aliasing off, like 0 render scaling, like 30 render scaling, like absolutely buns graphics. Now I literally also installed like the ultimate like potato like mod, which pretty much like destroys my graphics. It removes any extra textures, any extra shaders, like visuals, like reduce any clutter, just so that it can min-max the FPS that I currently have right now. Like I'm telling you, it's absolutely horrible. So that being said, I want to show you something really funny when I show you this performance test. Y'all saw that, right? Like, damn. Oh my god, bro. Like, fam, it's literal potato graphics. Like, I'm gonna show you some, like, wait, why can't I see this guy schlong with, like, potato graphics? Yo, Spider-Man packing? Yo. No homo, though. No homo, though. No homo. No homo. Okay, but that being said, right? Like, as crazy as that is, Brady, but I decided to, like, actually, like, benchmark test, like, in ranked, because you know I'm currently like around high dive, and I'm not gonna lie, when I'm doing my Namor Owner to Celestial, fam, even though like Namor has like auto shooting turrets, it's still like really hard for me to like play. Okay, so the biggest problem with this is that not the fact that I'm at low FPS, is the fact that I'm like in like my FPS like is consistently dropping. Like it's very inconsistent. I can never have like a steady stream of FPS. Again, I refer to like the clip I showed you of me playing during season 5. Notice how like the FPS then is like it's like a gradual stream, right? Like if anything, the FPS only increased, alright? So it was like actually playable, and I can actually do like mechanical shit on Hulk, fam. But like if we were to compare like the FPS now, I'm gonna show you like me playing Namor, fam. It's like just constant FPS drop after FPS drop after FPS drop. You get it, alright? So it just becomes straight unplayable, baby. And the thing is, right, this directly affects my play. We all know Namor counters dive, alright? So here's the thing though, whenever I play against dive as Namor, every time I get dived or my supports get dived, it instantly takes my frame rate, and like by the time I like even like react to it, my supports are already dead or I'm already dead. Like a lot of the times, fam, I have to like predict what my opponent's gonna do, because the FPS drop is truly that bad, fam. Like it really gets unplayable at some points. Like hold up, let me go to a recent match over here, right? Don't worry about the lose streak. Now, this game, I will admit, fam, like I played pretty poorly. Like I'm not afraid to admit that. But like what I noticed is that this Deadpool, like every time he was like bouncing on that thing, like you know the Sonic Spin Dash like tech he does to me, right? Like every time I did that, it just like consistently dropped my frames to like 50 to like 20, and like I couldn't even aim, because every time I tried to move my mouse, it feels like it's stuttering. Like look at my cursor, like I'm gonna try to mimic how it looked like. It's like that's how I felt. Like my screen wasn't moving fluidly. I couldn't aim properly, which you know it really isn't ideal when you play a Hulk character. And you might be saying, oh, but like the auto aiming squids, man, you gotta get off that auto aiming squids bullshit, fam. Like you need to hit your shots because you need to minimize the cooldowns your squids are on, you know? Stop with that nonsense, like so like I can't even do that, right? Like a lot of the times, like I can't really poke their back line because you know every time I try to, like it just stutters. Like I'm gonna show you like a game, like I think this game, fam. This game, I had like very minimal like frame drops, and what do you know it? I get MVP and I carry my team. Let me show you another game. This game too, right? Absolutely dominated, overtook the lobby. No deaths, most kills, most damage, 4K, most finals, you know, fam, right? Overtook the lobby, and the only reason I could do that is because like I had literally very minimal frame drop. Like okay, so I'm not like the only person who's experiencing this too, fam. Like if we were to look at this, right, on Reddit 1 month ago, 19 days ago, right, again around the ballpark of when season 6 was launched, other players are like experiencing the same like nonsense too, alright? Now these guys are like, what's it called, like having it a bit worse than me. Like this guy like went from 140 to 180 to like 50-60 frames, and then this guy, fam, like this guy goes to like 5. It's actually crazy, alright? And like he's crashing. Fortunately, I didn't have any crashes too. I think, what's it called? Yeah, it's locked on 40 FPS after the update. Yeah, same thing here too, fam. Like it's the same problem for me too, right? If I'm not wrong, some people said that, what's it called, like It's the new Windows update, the KB something something, some number code is like reducing the frame rate. However, I checked in the command prompt, like I don't even have that update installed on this PC. Like it just does not exist, fam. So it's definitely not that. And I even uninstalled like every KB update earlier. And in case you're wondering, like the before and after me uninstalling the KB updates, the frame rate still stayed the same. Optimized for balance, like again, we waited till then, like it's still like the exact same thing. Again, same thing here for this guy. He objectively has better stats than me, fam. So we're gonna see like what his frame rate is. About 80-60, and he has a 30-80. That's crazy, man. Like, and also in terms of the graphics settings, like you can visibly tell like this is like pretty low. Also, notice how this guy is setting too. Like, yeah, his FPS is getting some highs, fam, but like for the most part, like 80 to 90 FPS, which is like, you know, for an RTX 3080, it's kind of cheeks, right? And also, like, just based on like the graphics quality for this, like it makes no sense. Are using an SSD for the Windows, right? Yeah, I'm like, again, fam, like I'm using an SSD, the one that's installed on the Windows SSD, right? Other people are experiencing this too. Like this update, it literally makes the game unplayable, fam. And the craziest part is, it's just not people with like low-end PCs that are affected with this. It's people with actual high-end PCs too. That, fam, I literally got a job just to get a better PC, but even then, I feel like it won't be like the solution to my problems. Cause it seems like the thing with this update is like everyone's just dealing with low FPS. And the fact that not enough people are talking about this is kind of crazy to me. Big Yahoo, if you're listening to this, please save Marvel Rivals. I beg you, Big Yahoo, please fix the frame rate problem in Rivals. Please let me get back to 80, 90 FPS like I did before this update. Please, Big Yahoo, I'll pledge my loyalty and allegiance to Israel if you fix this. I fixed your blood clot game. Actual wastemans on the Netease team. It took what, like 5 seasons for them to like nerf poke? Absolute wastemans. But on a side note, bruh, if this fucking waste shark dish doesn't shut the fuck up, like, for the past like minute, I'm just hearing this. Netease, fix your fucking game, home. Hold on. No, listen. That absolutely molested my PC. Part about this is not the fact my FPS has dropped literally from 80 to 50. No. The worst part about it is that my frames literally drop every 2 seconds. Hold up. Now the worst part is that my frame rate literally drops every 2 Why is it not going to the red? Okay, there we go. There's fixed. Like, here's the summary of how this game went. Okay, I should probably put a montage here. Now I'm gonna be playing footage over this. This game, I couldn't even process what's going on. Like, it was just so bad. I don't know what was going on. I don't know what was tanking it. What is tanking my FPS? But even with the potato mod, my FPS. What the fuck is going on? Every time I press at the screen, it just does some bullshit, like fucking like reorganization though. Well, how am I gonna start this video though? I haven't really thought about it. I had it in my mind before I quitted this, but like, what was I gonna say though? Why is it that my frame rate is the exact same thing no matter what settings I run? Like this thing, nah. Why is it that my frame rate is the exact same thing no matter what my settings are? So fam, recently I've been having a problem in Rivals where my frame rate literally just is the exact same thing no matter how good the quality is or no matter how bad the quality is. It just stays like at a constant frame rate of about 40 to 50. For some reason, my frame rate stays the exact same thing no matter how bad or how good my graphics are. So first things first, let me change the audio. Okay, there you go. Oh, I should probably like change the desktop audio because it's a bit low. Okay, now it's doing some Some blood clot bullshit. Okay, that's good. I can actually hear myself now. Okay, so what is going on? Like, I'm like looking at this Nvidia shit. Holy, what is happening? Okay, it's not a problem. I just noticed my screen is like weird and all over the place. It's not the end of the world. I can just like re-optimize it in like the editing setting. Like, I do play well when there's like no frame drop. Like, again, it's same thing here, fam. Literally very minimal frame drop, and I overtook the lobby. Now, I'm not gonna bullshit you, fam. Now, I'm not gonna cap to you, fam. Like, it's not gonna happen every game, right? Like, again, I'm still gonna have like my fair stinkers, like this one, for example. Like, to be fair, I did kind of throw this game because I think my entire team threw this game. That's a bad example. Now, I won't bullshit you, fam. I'm still gonna have my fair share of stinkers, like this one, for example. Like, not like my best game. Like, again, here too, not my best game. You know what I mean? Like, oh wait, never mind. We had this shit can for a tank. Okay, nice. I should probably. Like, I'm still gonna have my fair share of, like, bad games, fam. Like this one, right? I'm not like a literal god when I like have proper FPS, but I definitely play a lot more consistently. Like, if I scroll down to like this win streak here, when there's like less frame drop, I definitely play a lot more consistently. Now, if I just go all the way down here, fam, like, notice this like losing streak over here. Part of the reason why I was in the losing streak to begin with is because of like how atrocious the frame drop could get. And you know what, like, the fact that I got to Grandmaster this season on DPS, like a role that I'm awful at, even though it's like an easy DPS, like, speaks volumes. Like, I'm good at this game, fam. Like, I'm pretty sure on my main account, like, I got to Celestial during the time that the unemployed streamers are in like Grandmaster. So like, I still got it, but you know, it definitely makes the game harder to play a lot. And also, what I've noticed, hold up, let me just go to like open the browser. Ah, fuck, wrong screen.